Hi, today we will see a object-oriented principle called as inheritance. Well, we have seen one object-oriented principle, encapsulation. I hope you remember our last video, and in the last video we have seen encapsulation. Now in this video we will talk about inheritance. What is inheritance? You need to understand first. So inheritance is one of the four fundamental principles of object-oriented principles. It allows it allows it allows a class known as a subclass or derived class to inherit properties and behaviors from another class known as superclass or base class. This concept gives you what you can say reusability. What is inheritance? Inheritance is one of the four fundamental principles of object-oriented programming. It allows a class known as a subclass or derived class to inherit properties and behaviors from another class. To inherit properties and behaviors from another class known as a superclass or base class. This concept promotes what? Reusability. Let us see by means of code how exactly you are doing this thing in JavaScript. So here day 44, actually not day 44, it is more than 44. New file, and
sir, this is day 44.
oh sorry, day 44, rename, and new file. Here I can say animal dot js. Okay, you know how to create the class. We already have seen animal. Here you can say constructor, and here I can say name here. So this is the input parameter. This dot name is equals to what? Name. This variable name can be absolutely anything. This variable name can be absolutely anything. This also can be anything, but just to keep in synchronization, we have kept this name and this name same. This thing is called as behavior. Animal can eat, right? Animal can what? Eat. And just say console.log. Consider that you are developing a game, and into that game there is an animal, a class animal, and here I can say dollar this dot name is eating, correct? So we created simply class. Now tell me, what do you mean by class?
Class is a structure of an object.
Structure of an object. Okay, and something more? Class is a structure of an object. What is object?
The object of
What is object?
the object is created on a based on class.
Okay, so you said you read, but you didn't read it. What is class? What is object? What is class? What is object? Class is a template or a blueprint from which we can create the objects.
Objects.
Class is a blueprint
Yes.
from which we can create what? Objects. What is the objects? Instance of the class.
Class.
When you say object, remember that it is instance of the class.
Class.
An object represents all the things which are available in the class,
Yes.
like methods, which means that behavior, and the state, which means that properties.
Property.
Right?
Yes.
So this is nothing but the class. So from this you can create the object. Object you can create const an new animal is equals to what? New animal. So this is the object of the class, and this object is containing this behavior, this state.
Yes.
What is a constructor? Can you tell me? What is the constructor?
A class that is automatically called when object created.
It is a special type of method which is used to initialize the state at the time of object creation. So here you are creating the object, and here you are assigning data to the state.
Yes.
Right? Now here you can say con class. Now tiger. Now whenever you talk about inheritance, it is all about the reusability. When you talk about inheritance, it is all about what?
Reusability.
Reusability. Reusing some piece of code from this into this. Let's take this is one example, and here I can say tiger is an animal. Tiger is an animal. Can you see? Is a relationship.
Yes.
Tiger is an animal, which means that tiger is having all the properties. Tiger is having all the properties that animal is also having, right?
Yes.
When you say tiger is an animal, what do you mean by that? You are saying that tiger is having all that properties that are available in an animal. Like tiger can eat, animal can eat. Tiger can have name, animal can have name. And so whenever you say is a relationship, whenever you say there is a relationship, this is a relationship represents inheritance. This is a relationship represents what? Inheritance. Class tiger and class animal both are having some relationship, and that relationship is nothing but what? Inheritance. So tiger is inheriting properties from an animal. Tiger is inheriting properties from an animal. Now how do you write this inheritance in the coding? There is one keyword, which keyword is given to you by ES6. Same thing can be done in a constructor functions also. How? Not okay, you need to tell me how. How inheritance is achieved in the constructor functions? Interview type question. How inheritance is achieved in the constructor functions? Hello?
Yes, sir.
How inheritance is achieved in the constructor functions? Using extends in ES6.
Yes.
And when you say constructor function, that is an older strategy. If you don't have a class keyword, you can still create the class in JavaScript by means of what? Constructor functions. So how do you achieve? So you will write a comment to this video. Okay, you will study that and you will write comment to this video till tomorrow. You have time till tomorrow. So how to achieve inheritance in the constructor functions? Objects in a JavaScript can be created in three ways: object literal notations, constructor functions, and class keyword. My question is that how inheritance is achieved in constructor functions? We already have seen that example. We have seen that example. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you will write comment to the video. I will check it.
Yes.
Okay. Class tiger extends an animal. Right? Class tiger extends an animal. Now what we have seen, all the properties from the animal are inherited to what? Tiger. Let's check it. Create const tg is equals to new tiger, and here we can say tg dot, can you see name and it? So name is not a part of, actually name is not a part of tiger, and it is also not a part of I. Can you see here I am referring by means of the tg variable, and tg variable is nothing but what? Tiger object. The variable tg contains what? Tiger object. Can you see this class is empty? This class is not having any method, anything, but still you can call tg.it and you will not get any error. cd day 44 and node animal.js. Can you see undefined is eating, because you need to do something else. You need to do something else to achieve this thing. So here you need to pass the AAA. And can you see AAA is eating. So how? Eat function you didn't write inside a tiger class. Eat function is not available inside tiger class.
Yes.
But still it is working. How? Because of extends keyword.
Yes.
Class tiger is an animal, means all the properties which are available in animal are as it is available in what? Tiger. Well, tiger can have its own methods or the properties. Run. Can you see? Run. And here we can say console.log tiger or dollar this dot name is running. Name is what? Running. So tg dot run. Can you see? Now tg would be having two methods, eat. So this method is coming from eat, is coming from animal, and this method run is owned by tiger. Run method is only available in a tiger, but here you can see tiger extends animal. Tiger is an animal. In another word, tiger is containing all the properties that animal is having, plus tiger is having its own properties also. So presently I have written a method behavior, but this can be property also. Yes. Right? Yes, sir. is a relationship. Tiger is an animal. Any question?
Sir, in a tiger, run is it's a behavior.
Yeah, it's a behavior, correct. Tiger is a behavior. Sorry, run is a behavior in a tiger. You are correct. Behavior is nothing but what? Method. Run is nothing but what? Method. There can be properties also. The way tiger is having its own method, or we can call it as behavior. Tiger can contain its own properties also. Tiger can contain its own properties also. Now there is one more concept of overriding. So here we can say I will add one property, speed. We are developing game, right? So here we can say constructor speed, this dot speed is equals to what? Speed. Now we need to get now if you run this project, name is running with this dot speed. Okay, now see here, this dot, we must call a super constructor in derived class before accessing this. So it is saying that there is one more keyword over here. So actually this constructor, whenever you create object of tiger, internally first object of animal would be getting created, right? So it is saying that before creating object of tiger, you must create object of parent class. So in this case, so this animal is called as derived class, child class, derived class, or child class, derived class, or child class. This class is called as base class, or parent class, or super class, or what? Super class. So animal is a base class, parent class, or what? Super class. Tiger extends animal. Tiger can be called as derived class, child class, or subclass. Animal base class, or parent class, or super class. Tiger derived class, or child class, or what? Subclass. So whenever you create the subclass, object of subclass, it is mandatory to create object of what? Parent class. Object of parent class. Whenever you create a object of, so here you are creating this, so here you are calling the constructor, which means that this would be getting called, and JavaScript gives you error. If you don't write this line, JavaScript says that, hey boss, I will not allow you to create object of tiger until you create object of what? Animal. And now if you run the code, see, there is no problem. And now speed is undefined. So here we have passed AAA with speed 40, 45. Right? So here what will happen? See here, AAA is eating, AAA is running with 45, running with speed 45, correct?
Yes.
So this is TG, new tiger, AAA 45, and this thing, super class. Now super is used in one more way. Now can you see here you have eat, here you have written what? AAA is eating. So here I will add one more thing, animal AAA is eating. Now see, presently I am just writing consoles over here, but this can be business logic also. Presently we are writing what? Console.log, but in actual this would be a business logic. Some lines of code we need to write over here. Now, so this logic I don't want in a tiger. I want to modify that logic, or I want to add some more details into the tiger. So you can say eat. See, eat you have written. And now first I will call super.eat. Super.eat. Super represents parent class. So here also super represents. Here super represents constructor of the parent class. Here you are saying that a method from the parent class. Here you are saying that first, before calling the eat, you should first call, means you should first execute the business logic in the parent class and then execute over here. Here you can say console.log tiger is tiger, this dot name is eating, right? Now if I run the project, see what will happen. Animal AAA is eating. So animal AAA is eating. It is happening because of this. So let me comment this out. And now you will see tiger is AAA is eating. Okay. AAA is running with the speed 45. So this tg.eat and tg.run. tg.eat, tg.run. Now if I don't run this thing, see very carefully what is happening. So here tiger is AAA is eating. Okay. Now I have commented that thing. Can you see animal AAA is eating? Which means that if you don't write eat method over here, then it will execute a logic of the parent class. But what I wanted to do, I want to override business logic of the parent class. I want to override what? Business logic of the parent class, and I want to write my own business logic in a child class for eating, so I can write that business logic over here. So presently just consoles we have written, but in the future you will write what? Actual business logic over here. So what is the meaning of this line? Whenever you call this eat method, tg.eat method, first execute the business logic of a parent class. Whenever you call tg.eat method, first, if this is uncommented, first it will execute method in a parent class and then execute its own business logic.
Yes.
Right? If you don't write it, so you will completely override business logic of the parent and into the business logic of what? Child. You got it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's write it into the document. Inheritance, key aspects. So there are some, what are the important thing about the inheritance? Key aspects of the inheritance include here we can say a base class or superclass or parent class, then derived class, subclass, then code reusability, method overriding we have seen, access to the superclass members. Correct? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible? Okay. Offline. I don't have internet connection. Actually, I don't have internet connection. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. Let me complete the document. Base class. The base class or the superclass is the class. Base class or superclass is a class that defines common properties and methods shared by multiple classes. It serves as a template for creating the subclasses and encapsulates the common characteristics of the objects. Sorry, I got disconnected.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are preparing the doc actually. So here the base class or superclass is a class that defines the common properties and methods shared by multiple classes. It serves as a template for creating the subclass and encapsulates the common characteristics related to the objects. That is what the base class is, right?
Yes.
Derived class. The class or a subclass is a class that inherits properties and behaviors from the superclass. Derived class or subclass is a class that inherits properties and the behaviors from superclass. It can extend or modify the functionality of the superclass. Extend or modify, we have seen that. Here we have modified or extended, we can say. If you call this and write your business logic, extending. The derived class or subclass is a class that inherits the properties and the behaviors from a superclass. It can extend or modify the functionality of the superclass, and it may also have additional properties and methods. Code reusability. Inheritance facilitates code reuse. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Inheritance facilitates code reuse by allowing a subclass to inherit the attributes and the behaviors of the superclass. Inherits facilitates code reuse by allowing a subclass to inherit the attributes and behaviors. Can you see behavior we have inherited? Name also we have inherited. Name is coming from the parent. Remember that. Inheritance facilitates code reuse by allowing a subclass to inherit the attributes and the behaviors of the superclass. This avoids a need to duplicate the code. This avoids the need to duplicate the code and promotes a more efficient and the modular code base. Right? Method overriding. We have seen that. This thing is called as method overriding. Right? Method overriding. Subclass can override methods of the superclass. Subclass can override methods inherited from the superclass. This allows a subclass to provide its own implementation of the methods while maintaining the overall structure defined by the superclass. This allows subclass to provide its own implementation of a method while maintaining the overall structure defined by the superclass. A subclass have access to the superclass members. Subclass have access to the public and protected members of the superclass. This allows them to reuse and build upon the functionality provided by the superclass. So here let me push this much code. Let me push this much code. Inheritance. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here we have written the code related to inheritance, and this is the document. Any questions? Just go through the code and the document and let me know if you have any questions. Done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is all about what inheritance I wanted to cover. Now I request you
Yes, sir.
to complete the project navigation related part. So it's a pending from long days.
Yes, sir.
You need to seriously work on that and complete it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I would like to see that tomorrow first.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So tomorrow we would be having session in the evening only.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We'll meet tomorrow.
Sir,
Yeah.
in the construct function,
Uh-huh.
we can achieve inheritance using call and apply.
No. Write a comment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Write a comment
Yes.
below this video. I will
Yes.
upload this video soon. Write a comment over there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
If you have any questions, go ahead. Otherwise, we are good to
No, sir.
conclude the today's session.
Yes.
Fine then. Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.